How crazy is that? Was it long ago that there was snowblowers all the way through here? We've sent them out to 35 different states this year. Been very successful. It's been awesome 2023, and we're excited to talk to all you guys today. I'm Adam. This is Ron with MUSKOX Snowblowers. And not only are we going to talk about the year in review that was 2023, which was a super successful season, we're also going to introduce a brand new product that I think you guys are going to be very excited about. We'll get to that in about 5 minutes. Ron, let's head inside, show off what you've been working on, and talk about the year in review.
My head's getting a little cold anyway.
It is a little chilly today. Come on in, Peter. Let's go take a look.
Hey, boys.
There's a familiar face, John. The camera has not seen you in 1 year.
Geez, what's this setup you got here?
We've been live. Say hello to the people over there.
Hi.
Hello.
You got a new haircut since the last time we were on. It looks really good on you.
We all had hair at the beginning of the year, but now I don't, Ron doesn't.
And mine is leaving. That's why I have a hat on.
It's going gray.
How are you doing?
Hi, Ron. It's good to see you.
So we're really excited, John. We'll get over to, I think you got a video that's going to show up. We talked about how we're in 35 different states.
We are.
I think you got a pretty awesome video that shows exactly where we ended up this year.
Where all those machines have gone to. Check it out. All right, Adam, what are we looking at here?
So this is a video you put together, and we're very proud of it. So every one of these dots, hey, Peter, he moved inside with us. Every one of these dots is one of our customers. We're currently in 35 different states, which is super impressive, and what a team to do that, and what great operators that we have that have allowed this. We also work with a lot of dealers. We sell direct to consumer, but we also sell through dealerships. So this highlights some of the different dealers that we have. We even have a couple up in Alaska. Shondor, if you're watching, thanks for everything you've done in Alaska, and thanks for all the other dealers that we have. You guys have been great partners. But one more time on that video, very neat to see. It's humbling to look at and imagine all of these people currently operate a MUSKOX because of you guys, the operators. So let's head over. We're going to take a look at our 78-inch, where it all started for us. It's pretty crazy to look at this setup right now, Ron, and know this is the machine it started with. 3 years ago, we came out with the 78-inch model. It was the 2178. Now we're on to the 2478. We're super excited to come out with our 2578. This is our 78-inch model. It's been super successful, very popular. And we've talked about it a lot. There's a lot of video of us talking about it. But John, I think we had a pretty neat video where we have a video of a homeowner who actually has an operator that uses a MUSKOX that's very excited about the job that they do.
Yes.
And we also have another testimonial of an operator that uses the MUSKOX each and every snowfall. So let's watch that video and get a little feedback of operators and customers talking about rather than us.
Hi, I'm Bobby Ergens. I live in Crookston, and Morgan Terpstra takes care of my snow. He's got one of these, and I just marveled at it, how good it works.
The back dragging feature really appealed to me because my snow blowing is close to buildings, garage doors. Minimizing how much shoveling was needed really appealed.
It's unbelievable. You can get right up to your garage door, tip her down, and bring it right back, and you probably only have about that much snow in front of your garage door. It works beautiful.
This is the snow blower that I need to get.
I would suggest it to anybody that has the right tractor or skid steer to put on it.
Absolutely love it. Go ahead, John. Did you have a question for us?
I just wanted you guys to know you were live again, and you look so beautifully posed next to, well, Adam, I'll let you tell them what you're standing next to there.
Right on. Well, I first want to talk about that video. It's really neat to see. When we first started this and we're describing to people that we're going to make a snowblower that back drag, we commonly did this in our conversations, explaining it to people. Now to see operators doing that same thing is pretty neat. How neat are those guys?
I just struggle too, like you said, when I'm talking about our snowblower, I consciously put my hands in my pocket so I'm not doing this, but it does explain what we do. And yeah, just watching that video of this fellow pulling up and being excited about our snowblower, it really gave me a good feeling that we're doing something right. So
yeah, it's pretty neat to think that's one person that has a MUSKOX that does their driveway, to think that there's tens of thousands of driveways that get done all winter long because of the snowblower that we made. Is very neat, and a lot of it has to do with you guys as the operators, with the feedback that you've given us, and always innovating and listening to you guys and making our products better. Speaking of innovating and making products better, this is the 90-inch we're standing in front of it. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but this is the 90-inch that came out in the spring of 2023. We did a limited build. It was super successful. We sold out of them, and we'll get into that a little bit more. This is also our Polar Edition, which was a limited color that we came out with the spring of 2023, and they sold out very quickly. So this is the 90-inch to give an idea. You guys got to see the 78-inch. We've talked about that a lot. You guys have seen the 90-inch throughout the last 12 months. And now what we're really excited about is introducing a brand new product that Ron and his team have been working very hard on. And we went from 78 to bigger with the 90-inch. Now we went a little bit smaller with our brand new machine. It's the 2560. So it's a 60-inch version of the MUSKOX. People are probably wondering when they see that, hey, it's smaller. Is there anything different to the machine rather than the width? Like, did the auger get smaller? Did the steel change? Did anything change besides the width of the machine? Ron, why don't you talk a little bit about the 60 and any changes, or if there was no changes?
Well, yeah, good intro to it, Adam. We chose to keep the 60-inch, even if it's smaller, as robust as our bigger models. So there are not many differences, mainly, like you said, it's the width. And the idea, not just saying it's 60-inch, but the idea of going down sidewalks with our rubber squeegee, we really seen that with our operators. Using the squeegee on driveways is to be exciting as people are using this on wider sidewalks that are getting more popular in our cities around the country.
And absolutely spot on. And to talk to that about the operators, and where we always listen to the operators, I tell this story often. One of the very first people that called for a 78-inch machine 3 years ago said, do you make a 60-inch? I said, not today, but eventually we'll get there. And the reason is because of city sidewalks, like Ron talked about, municipal, school districts, universities, hospitals, all these people we're working with, the 60-inch is a great machine for them. It's an exciting opportunity as we expand as a business. And again, it has a lot to do with the operators that have given us feedback. Speaking of feedback, we're on a few different social media platforms right now, and we are live. So if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments section, and we love to get a chance to give direct feedback from you guys, or if you had feedback from us, and John will relay those messages to us. Ron, let's go grab a seat, talk about the year in review, talk about these machines a little bit, and talk about where we were at on January 1st and where we're ending up on December 20th, 2023.
And I want to reiterate what Adam had just said. Please, if you have any questions about the 60-inch model, the 78-inch model, the 90-inch model, any questions at all about these machines and what it could look like to add one to your operation, please let us know in the comments. We are live monitoring all of that, and I will be giving those to Adam and Ron throughout the course of the live stream. So just let you know that's what's going to happen. In the meantime, hello, boys.
And while we're at it, if you want a hat from us, go ahead and reach out to us. I'll drive everybody nuts, but throw it in the comments section. We'll get your address, and we'll send out a MUSKOX stocking cap, baseball cap, whatever it is that they do like. So excited about that.
That's a good idea. So if you guys want a hat, let us know. All right. Adam,
Love it. Yes, John.
So you wanted to talk about a year in review. So what is the first thing that we did last winter? What was going on last winter?
Yeah, so probably the first thing that we introduced or we came out with in the winter was we introduced the 90-inch. And I said that a few times, but it really came from the operator perspective. There was a demand for a wider machine that better fit the wider skid steers that manufacturers are now making. And it's not a small engineering feat when you go from one size to another size. There's some complications that go into that Ron successfully achieved. So we added 12 inches to the machine, and we made a lot of operators happy. The 90-inch sold out very, very quickly. We're actually building twice as many 90 inches next year as we did this year. So we're really excited about that product. And Ron, why don't you maybe talk about, from the engineering perspective, a few things that you did with that?
Yeah, I guess like Adam's saying, one of the bigger deals was wider body skid loaders. With the 78-inch, they were driving on the snow on the sides, compacting it down, and then obviously speed, getting more done, back dragging a wider space, foot wider. Doing that was the driver. So, of course, we had to widen out the chassis, widen out the augers, Our box structure is very robust. And so you'll notice that both the 78 and the 90 are very similar. And but that's about it. Great models, really turned out, really got a lot of interest in it. So
yeah, really exciting. We sell both direct to consumer and also through dealerships. We have amazing dealer partners that can work with you. We work with you guys directly as well. Pricing is the same, and we try to create that same experience across the board. And when it does come to the product, something I think that's super important as we get into not only the year in review, but a compliment to Ron and his team is all the time that they've spent on this machine to really make it strong, but also stand the test of time. So we really have very low maintenance that goes into the machines, and you spent a huge compliment to you, spent a lot of time on that, understanding that when you guys are out blowing snow, you can't worry about working or fixing on the machine. And nothing's ever bulletproof. There's not a magic bullet, but I think you've done a very good job of allowing operators to do what they need with this machine and go out and tackle those snowstorms. So very exciting. So the 90-inch was how we kicked off the year. Then what did we get into? You got to remind me. You got all the buttons over there.
I do have all the buttons over here. So it wasn't just operators that we were working with. We also had a very exciting opportunity to go on with Stanley the Dirt Monkey. I hope I got your name right, Stanley, if you're watching, but shout out to you. So why don't we just go ahead and see what you guys were up to with Mr. Stanley, and why don't you give us a little bit of insight into what was going on behind the scenes here?
Yeah, so this is a big opportunity for us. Stanley, if you're watching, hello, and thank you for being a fan of our product. Stanley Dirt Monkey has got a large following on YouTube and different social media platforms, and he's well known because he tests machines. He tests them as the operator and gives good feedback onto the machine. We had an opportunity to go out with him and go into a parking lot that hadn't had snow touched all year, or snow removal touched all year long. We did that. And then he said, well, I'm going to go take your machine. I got to go get out to a yurt, and I got to go save a machine that I have, and I don't know how to do it, and I think I can do it with the MUSKOX. So we're fortunate enough, we traveled with him, and that's us, or Stanley, driving through to be able to go out and save that machine. We went through a lot of trees that day. We put our chain tensioner to the test that we can confidently say that that's a great design.
I remember you cringing. There was, obviously they were dead and rotten, the branches, but they were 3 inches in diameter. A pile of them where trees had fall across the trail, and I went right through them, and chunks were flying out. I remember Adam going, oh. Stanley was, wow.
I went from nervous to just very proud.
I guess I'm not promoting that, but it was
proud of how well it worked.
Yeah.
Like, it really performed well, and it was a lot of excitement. And thanks again to Stanley. Thank you to the Dirt Monkey family and everybody that follows him. And it was a great experience, and we look forward to crossing paths with Stanley again in the future.
Lovely. So would you guys mind fielding a 60-inch question that's come in? Yeah. All righty. So from Julie Keys.
Sure.
Question is, what is the minimal machine needed to run the 60-inch MUSKOX? And also a second Facebook question from Jackson Klein. Thank you, Jackson. What is the weight of one of those 60-inch models and the minimum gallons per minute needed? I think you guys knew those questions would be coming in, but thank you guys for asking those questions. And just another reiteration, they're live. We'll get to your questions as soon as we can, so please keep them coming. We love questions, but I'll turn it over to you, Adam, first on Peter's camera.
Yeah.
What do you?
So outstanding questions. We didn't know. We knew questions were coming. We didn't know what they would be, and that's the beauty of doing a live stream. Right now with our dual machines, we suggest that you have a minimum of 17 gallons per minute. And we're going to be in that same vein when we operate with the 60-inch. So although it's narrower, it still requires that higher gallons per minute to run the machine. What's neat about the machine and what Ron's done is we can run anywhere from 17 to 50 gallons per minute because of the different motor sizes. So if you guys reach out to us, you have a machine, the best thing you can do is reach out to a local dealer or to us directly. We'll understand the machine and get the right motor size so you guys are able to get out and operate. And then the weight of our machines roughly is going to be about 1,000 pounds for our 60-inch, 1,200 pounds for our 78-inch, and 1,400 pounds for our 90-inch. So just to give an idea of that, we've ran it on all sorts of different machines. Very popular with Bobcat tool cats. People commonly ask that, is that going to be too heavy for that machine? Mm-hmm. And we got hundreds of people operating with that tool cat for that weight. So great question.
All right, thank you very much. So, I guess we have two things now. You guys ready to move on to the spring of last year?
Yes.
All righty, because we started, we're a pretty big crew here. You may have seen us before if you've seen our live streams. But the MUSKOX family has grown a little bit more. So who did we bring on last year, Adam and Ron, to kind of help things out in this space that we're in right now? I'll let Adam jump on that one.
Well, if I could take a camera and show you guys how clean the floor is right now and everything and how well organized we are, and if we could go back and show what we looked like a year ago to today looks completely different. Ron likes to keep things organized, but Ron's got a lot going on with research and development. So Ron was able to track down through an acquaintance, a person named Dean that lived in our community. And Ron sold me very hard on how important Dean would be to our operation. He was 100% right. So let's see a little video introducing Dean and let him tell you guys what he does for MUSKOX snowblowers.
Hi, my name is Dean Phillips. I'm the facilities manager here at MUSKOX. Help run the day-to-day between the build, warehouse, inventory control, cleaning, and maintenance. I'm blessed to be able to meet all sorts of customers that come in. I get to interact, help get their machine loaded up, explain how it works. They're always excited to come in and get their machine. So that's one of the things I really enjoy about my position here with MUSKOX.
Well, that's one of the things Dean enjoys, but we sure as heck enjoy Dean and everything that he does to us. So you work
The
with
organization, as a company grows, it's huge. Be able to control the inventory as it comes in and get it out the assembly line in a timely manner and keeping everything organized and flowing. He's been a very important part to our growth and will continue to be.
And he washes every one of the machines before they go out, sometimes 2 or 3 times on some of the machines
very,
that goes on. But
very particular on how our product goes out and how it looks. So we appreciate Dean.
Love having Dean on. Did we do anything else? So thank you, Dean. And again, if you guys have any questions for us, go ahead and send them in and we'll cover them as we go. So we've gone through the winter, we've gone through, are we still in the spring or are we on to the summer of 2023?
We're still in the spring because it was a little bit of a hiring frenzy at MUSKOX. We didn't just bring on Dean to help out with things at the shop, but there's some behind-the-scenes stuff that's been going on. These machines don't just appear out of thin air. Getting from an idea to a beautiful piece of steel and metal in front of you, it takes a little bit of work. We brought on somebody to add a little bit of spice to that particular endeavor. So how about we have Ron tell us who we brought on there? So Ron, who did we bring on?
We brought on a cowboy, true cowboy, Shane Hilliard. He actually went to college on a, what do you call it?
Rodeo scholarship.
For a rodeo scholarship. On a scholarship to go to college, which we thought was cool. You know, that was the number one reason to bring him on because I always wanted to be a cowboy. And we brought him on to be really our project engineer to control some of the ideas that our team has. And therefore, I needed somebody to give direction to continue get CAD models completed and move forward with our designs and our R&D department. So Shane, if you got a little video of Shane, he's really good at speaking. He said he liked to talk on camera. So
we'll let him talk a little bit for himself.
You bet.
Hello, my name is Shane Hilliard with MUSKOX here, project engineer. Brought me on earlier this year in the spring. They brought me on to take Ron's ideas from paper, put them in CAD, and to make them real life. The stuff that we have going on right now is really, really exciting because we have really good products going out, which I help keep drawings in line for that, for current production. Plus, I'm really just excited about the new stuff coming down the line Ron and I have been working on for the next generation of MUSKOX.
So that was Shane, but before I let you talk a little bit more about Shane, there are more questions. First of all, I want to assure Todd Monroe, hi Todd, you're going to get your hat, don't you worry about it. Second question here, or that's our third question of the stream. Other than the width-dependent components, are all the other parts on the 60-inch standard across the fleet. We're talking bearings, chain size, chute parts, etc. And before Ron and Adam answer that question, thank you for everyone who's asking questions. Please keep them coming. We will ask as many of them as possible, and also we'll try to clothe your crowns as many of you as possible, so please let us know what we can do for head covering. So Adam, Ron, over to you on Peter's camera.
It's a great question, Todd, and I think, Ron, you'll be able to answer that real well.
Yeah, that, like you said, what have we changed? So when it comes to common parts for everybody, for the end user, for us assembling the product, for durability, yes, all the parts are the same. Other than the main chassis, the width of the blower. So it's heavy duty, it's robust, because people will run this blower with a high output loader as well as a low output loader. So we chose to keep it highly similar instead of lightening it up. So yes, good question. They are very, very similar, and do all the parts exchange between each of them.
Oh, and Ron, I made a little whoopsie. Todd didn't just want a hat. He had a question about let me get this right. Is this a standard quick attach?
Yes. Good question. There are certain implements, when they build them for smaller drive units, they put a different quick attach. This is a standard, what you call a standard skid loader attachment. Yes.
Beautiful. All right, so.
And I want to say something real quick about Shane. We talked about Dean, but Shane, I had the opportunity to interview him first, and then a second time pulled in Ron. And I don't know if you know this, Shane, but if you're watching, about 5 minutes into the third interview, I wrote down on a piece of paper to Ron, we need to hire him, and slid it over. So we made the right call. Shane was just here last week and got to hang out with us, and it's exciting to have him on board to be moving products forward and ideas forward, because we're innovative and love your guys' ideas and feedback as well.
Yeah, a good point, Adam. That idea of input and feedback, I think you'll realize, if you haven't, that our company really thrives on input. I'm not scared if something isn't working the way you believe it should be working. A phone call, get a hold of our engineering, which is a few of us here at MUSKOX. Give us your feedback. Wide open to any discussion or any input from our end users. I think that's really important.
We win when they win, and vice versa.
And speaking of customers, end users, et cetera, one opportunity that I know you both value to interface with customers, interface is a silly word, let's use the word talk, to talk with customers, was the SIMA show last year. Had a big showing out there. So why don't you guys walk us through what that SIMA show looked like for the two of you?
Yeah, so it's exciting. We started getting involved with SIMA a couple years ago, and we walked in with no knowledge of the industry and nobody knowing who we are and nobody able to pronounce the word muskox. And to fast forward a couple years later, we're in Hartford, Connecticut, and people are specifically looking for us, specifically talking about muskox. And I want to give a shout out to that show too. We had a podcast we had an opportunity to be on called Snow Jobs, and they've done a phenomenal job, have a great following. I talk to Steve on a regular basis. They attended the show. We had a chance to hang out with a lot of their people, so thanks to Steve and his team. But it was rewarding. We're based in Northwest Minnesota for part of our business, North Dakota for another part of our business, and to travel that far out to Connecticut and have that many people recognizing muskox and being excited, and what an A team that we have that works with everybody.
You see that? I did have to Photoshop myself in there. These guys were trying to steal the show, so did you see I slipped myself in there?
Well, John slid that in for you.
Put an arrow in there, like, this is Ron. Hi,
I'm here. Super exciting show, and we got a great team. And what's kind of neat is we've grown as a company. We get to introduce new people, but Nate, Reed, and Mike have been with us for a while. They do a phenomenal job on the sales staff, and they make sure to talk to everybody that walks by and do a good job.
Yeah, you don't get by the muskox booth without getting, I don't know if you call it attacked, but that is something that Adam has driven home to all our sales staff. You don't sit behind your equipment and wait for the customer to come to you. You go out and meet them and explain the product, and people really interact well and enjoy that conversation. So.
And it's fun to see the big eyes when they see the product and the excitement to it. A lot of them have seen it, and the ones that haven't are always amazed by it and understand.
Yeah, great questions all the time and great input. You know, I could go over some items that I've done on the muskox in design based on direct input from our consumers or end users or even people that aren't using the product. That input is so valuable, like I said earlier. What do you end users see and want in our product? So.
I love it. And it's kind of odd, but yes, we do a snow show in the middle of July when it's 100 degrees, but that's the way this industry works. Is everybody
honestly,
gets excited.
That's a nice time to have a show. You know, no one's working, everyone's a little bit more calm. But of course, other things happened when it was 100 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and put up our little summer lower third, because with Dean, Shane, and Ron, and all the staff here at the shop, we completed a pretty big build this year. So why don't we talk a little bit about what completing that build looked like, all the different models we were putting out, the size of those models, the number of those models, and where those machines were going. So Adam, I'll let you tackle that on Peter's camera.
Yeah, so it's we talk about it often. We've been doubling in size every year since we started, and we took another big bite out of the apple again this year. It took a lot of organization to do that and support from the shop and the sales staff and everybody working in unison to make that work. So we launched with a successful pre-order sale in the spring of 2023. And these guys started building machines late in the spring and built all the way through the summer. And you guys were done building machines just before Labor Day. So we completed the build of all of our machines and put ourselves in a position to start sending machines out to everybody starting on Labor Day, so they are ready for the snowfall. So it was a very successful build during that. A lot was going on, but a lot was achieved, and we got a lot of machines out there, so it's pretty neat.
Awesome. Now we've got a few more questions that have come up on Facebook. So once again, thank you to everybody. Please get us your questions. Mike Karen, hope I pronounced your name right, Karen. Mike wants to know, do we have any dealers in East Canada?
As of this moment, we don't have any dealers in Eastern Canada, but we have been in a lot of communication with dealers as we move into Canada. So we've been accomplishing things in the United States. We know Canada is a huge opportunity for us, and we are taking them on as quickly as we can. So we do welcome, Mike, if you do have a recommendation on a dealer that you speak highly of, because we very much value our dealers and want the right dealers. If it's somebody you speak highly of, please reach out to us, and we could talk directly about our product and also potential dealerships in that area.
I have heard rumors, rumors, that there is snow in Canada.
Yeah, right. Just a little bit.
We got another question here. Let me open up the old cellular. Cheers to all the success from Grant Olmsted. Thanks, Grant. Appreciate it. Cheers to you. Have any local snow removal companies taken advantage of the muskox?
Yeah, so local meaning, I think I know where Grant lives, but local meaning, I'll just say local for where we live. So it is pretty rewarding. I just had a text message come through. We haven't had much snow in our area yet this year, as you guys saw when we were outside. But a friend of mine sent a text message about 10:30 at night about 2 weeks ago, and the company he hires is actually using a muskox to do his driveway. And that's pretty neat. We saw the video earlier, that guy that gets it done. But yeah, we've been growing locally in this area, but also everywhere else in the United States. And say it often, but it is really cool to be in 35 different states with tens of thousands of driveways that are getting taken care of with muskox snowblowers.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be muskox if we didn't talk a little bit about how we're handling some of that increased volume in machines going out, orders coming in. There's someone we added last summer who I think we need to give a little bit of a shout out to. So, Adam, could you talk a little bit about who Bob is?
Well, we work together, but some people get to work more with you and some with me. So we've had all these hires we've talked about that get to help Ron more directly every day. Now we get one that helps me out a little bit. And we're very excited. Had a long-standing relationship with Bob Fossum financially. He's done a lot of things in the banking industry. And we reached out to him, and timing is everything when it comes to life and business. And the timing was right. Bob and I had been talking about this opportunity off and on for a couple years. And we had the good fortune of bringing Bob on. And I'll let Bob do the talking to say what he does at MUSKOX and the different things that he handles.
My name's Bob Fossum. I'm the CFO of MUSKOX Snowblower. Very unique opportunity for me to be part of an extraordinary team that's selling an extraordinary product. My interactions with the customers have been making sure that shipments are done on time, and the response that I've gotten from our customers is extraordinary, just like our product, and I'm very honored to be part of the MUSKOX herd.
We love Bob. Bob's ability to solve problems is, I think, unparalleled. And I've got two comments here. One, Mike, shout out to Mike Anderson, salesman extraordinaire, Brownlee Equipment in Ontario.
Oh, there it is. So Mike, the other Mike got his answer. Love
There you
it.
go. So Mike got your answer. You Mikes can stick together. Nick Oakey, it's a very North Dakota name, but hey, Nick. He says, we have two of them in Fargo here, one with a dual auger and one with single. Absolutely amazing units. Those hats are pretty cool too. So, you know what, Nick? You're pretty cool too. And hello to our fine friends in Fargo. Anyway, just thought you'd like to know. They're doing well in Fargo.
Love it, Nick.
All right.
And that's just awesome feedback, and we get that very consistently with people that have bought machines in the past, are reordering machines and finding their operations leaning on the MUSKOX. And we should talk about like the value add to it is that we really are focused on our operator to reducing labor cost. So as you guys have seen the machine, if you haven't before, that whole back drag and blow thing, it all came from the need of not getting out of the machine to have to shovel in front of the garage doors. So you guys have seen that in other videos, should touch on it, but what makes us us, or the product does, is that we really reduce the time that it takes to do snow removal. We have so many testimonials out there of people talking about the amount. They don't talk in minutes, they talk in hours that they save every time they have to go out in a snowstorm and are more efficient. Because everybody, when it snows, you want your driveway done now. And to do now, they got a lot of driveways, and they get to them quicker and are able to achieve that. So absolutely love it. And do touch on Bob, just been a great addition to it. He talked a little bit about what he does, but he also handles the financials. Getting to be a big company when you have titles like CFO, yeah. And he's well deserving of that title. And he continues to make our books look right when we get to do the fun or the not fun things of dealing with bankers and all those things. So shout out to Bob, and been a great addition to the team.
Now, after we added Bob,
yeah,
we moved into fall.
Yep.
And something pretty exciting happened then. We were able to bring on a very special person full-time who had previously been a part-time MUSKOX employee. So Adam and Ron, who wants to tackle what it meant to bring Travis on board with MUSKOX?
I'm gonna, really turn this over to Adam. A great guy. His knowledge and ability to help elevate this company is, part of none. I mean, he's a heck of an asset, is, I guess, all I can say from my perspective in the engineering and manufacturing end of it. His ability to grasp on to what we're doing and where we're trying to go, to me, has been unbelievable. So, Adam, you go ahead. You deal with him more often than I do, but.
Yeah, so Travis, I know, is watching right now, or should be watching if he's on the clock. So wave to Travis. But Travis started with us 3 years ago on a part-time basis, and he's the reason why you guys see us on the internet all the time and why everybody knows what MUSKOX is. He came on as a contractor for us, helping us out on a very small scale, and then evolved into the position he is. And this fall, we were talking about Travis. Ron and I were having the conversation about it, and I just said, we are hiring him. And I said,
there's no question about it. It was like, Ron, should we hire this guy? And I, of course, had to look intelligent and think for a while. And then before I could say yes, he goes, "We are hiring." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
And now he absolutely loves Travis. And Travis will talk about what he does, but he handles the operations. He's the glue that holds a lot of the things. And as we grow as a company, it's such a vital role. He does a great job of it, and he just elevates us as a business and keeps us more organized within the different channels that we operate. So let's turn over to Travis and let him talk about what he does.
Hey everybody, Travis Smith, Head of Operations for MUSKOX Snowblowers, coming to you from my backyard in Minnesota. You might interact with me and engage with me if you see ads online, in particular on social media. All of that comes from me, or if you see things running smoothly in the shop or at MUSKOX HQ, that's my gig, that's my role. I'm so happy to be here and looking forward to bringing the best possible snow removal products to you. Thanks again and take care.
And that's a lot to say to make everything run smooth in a company, but not everybody can say it and backs it up. But not only does Travis talk the talk, he walks the walk each and every day with us.
In his history a little bit, I did talk about Shane, you know, being a cowboy, being a rodeo star, and then when we talk about this fellow, you got to think about where he came from. You know, up in way up north, and he had to cross tundra to go to school, and his parents owned a lodge up there, and really had the feel for nature and working on product and dealing with things that weren't always natural, and just a great addition. Really like his insight on life and the world in general. So great guy.
So anybody talking about that, to kind of double down on that, I will get it wrong, but it was somewhere around 2.5 hours it took him to get to school each day. So when we talking about walking uphill both ways to get to school, you've told me you used to do that quite often.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He
did.
2.5 hours, so 5 hours each day, starting when he's 5, 6 years old to get to school, and all the way through high school. But he's got to drive just like everybody that we work, and just like everybody we get to work with,
exactly.
right? It's pretty outstanding.
It's a prerequisite of MUSKOX to have that extra drive.
For all of you who are submitting questions, thank you. It's actually Travis who's hitting me up on Slack right now. So Travis is behind the scenes making this whole live stream happen.
There you go.
Now, Adam, I got a comment for you from YouTube.
Yeah.
From Tony Landry.
Oh, I love Tony.
And I'll read it verbatim. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Adam. First-time caller, long-time listener. Is there a title for a very part-time voiceover freelance employees at MUSKOX? Also, where can I get your hat?
We'll talk about the part-time position and title, but the hat is definitely on the way. So thanks for tuning in, Tony. Tony has been the voice of MUSKOX on a few different things that we've done. So awesome to hear Tony reaching out for us, and does a great job.
Now, one more thing about this fall, because we're at the end of fall. It still looks like fall outside, quite candidly. We wrapped up building and selling our machines somewhat earlier this year than previous years. So to kind of round out the year, we had the new models come in, we had the big build, had all the people coming on board to make that possible. What was it like wrapping up the year here at the fall of 2023?
Well, Ron and I talk to each other a lot less. No, just kidding. We talk to each other a lot more, or somewhere in between. Talk about work a lot more. No, it was a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts as a company continues to see the growth that we're experiencing. The neat thing is we're not slowing down. Our foot is on the pedal to making the best machines out there for you guys as operators, and we appreciate all the support that you guys have given us. It really has been a wonderful 2023. When we started the year, we sat down as a team and said, this is the most important year we've ever had as a business. And it truly was. And I think we achieved the goals that we set out there. So anytime when you're growing and as opportunity comes its way, challenges also come with opportunity. And I think we overcame those challenges, put everything together. And now it's so rewarding to go on to all the different social media feeds and see you guys as operators buying the machine, using the machine, being fans of the machine, and hopefully a few people watching today that are potential new customers of ours that have a need for a 78-inch a 90-inch or our brand new 60-inch that we really think is going to find a spot in the marketplace and be successful for us. So it was truly amazing.
Now, I'm going to catch you a little off guard with this one, okay? I cleared this.
You do that often.
I cleared this with Travis already, so if you're mad at me for this, you can blame him.
We might be at the HR room when we get done with this question.
We might be at the HR room, but it wouldn't be a year in review of MUSKOX if we didn't talk about what the company has meant to every single person who works here. So for all of you watching at home, and Peter, I'm going to have you go wide for a second to get Ron in this frame as well. For all of you watching at home, you can work with a lot of companies, and we know that. And a lot of us here who got to know Adam and Ron mercifully have the ability to work with a lot of companies, but we choose to work with MUSKOX because every single person who works for this company has had their lives improved by Ron, by Adam, by Melissa, by Noah, by the Bergman family, because they have looked out for us. I can only say personally that in the last year I've lost 2 grandparents that were very close to me. Adam and Ron were right there with me the whole time in ways that I don't need to get into here. But every single person, when there's been illness in the family, injuries, unexpected whatever, it's a year in review, but it's a year in which these two again and again have stood up and been on the side of us as employees, as contractors, as friends. And so from all of us to the 2 of you, we thank you. We love you, and if it matters to you that the people who make your products are good people, we all will vouch 100%. Adam and Ron are the best in the business, and we really appreciate that. So we'll talk in HR later, but I wanted you to know that.
Never mind, you can keep on. Just continue on and on and on, and send a copy of this to my wife so she gets to experience those compliments
I
as
have
well.
one more question from actual live stream questions now. There's some really persistent guy who's hit up every single comment section. His name is Mike Anderson.
Yeah.
He's wondering if there's going to be a pre-sale this year, and some other customers have been wondering that as well.
Yeah, so reach out to us. We are winding down. We're sold out direct to consumer, but we work with our dealers all the time. There's a few units left out that dealers have, so reach out to us. We'll connect you with our dealers for machines right now, and then we'll be opening the window, and watch for that after the first of the year. We'll be opening a window and start processing our pre-orders going into next year with our 2578, our 2590, and our brand new 2560. And knowing what we do, there might be something neat coming down the road continuously, as we're always innovating, always talking about new ideas, and grinding away. And thanks again to the team for those nice words, but we truly are only as strong as the people that we surround ourselves with, and it's a big compliment, but they stand us up each and every day, as do our operators and the fan base that we've developed. It's pretty outstanding. And I don't know if we got a lot more to cover, if there's anybody other questions, or...
I don't see any other questions. So this, I guess we'll say last call for questions. For people who maybe are just joining the stream or who missed it at the thing, let's just go top line things. I'm going to say something. Tell me what it is. Oh, Ron. Yes.
I raised my hand.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, I really noticed as we're doing this live stream, historically we've had snow, and I'm in operating the machine, and they'll come to me once in a while with a question. I'll talk a little bit. And I really noticed that you represent as well, Adam, that, I support everything Adam says, but I don't get to say a whole lot, do I? We'll have to work on that a little bit.
So you want to do a role reversal, is what you're saying?
Well, no, not really. I just noticed it. Pretty quiet.
That you want to talk more.
Well, I thought I maybe could entertain, do some air guitar, or do something in the background, so I had something to do as you were representing the company.
Well, Ron, what I'll do here is I will then just put this question to you.
Yes.
If you had one elevator ride with an operator who is considering getting the 2560, and you had to just top line what makes this We like to say kick ASS. We're not sure if we're allowed to say that live on the stream, but that's what we think of our blowers here. So what makes the 2560 just an amazing, powerful machine?
Yeah, good question. And right away what I think of is getting into narrower places. It's narrow. Going down sidewalks, coming up to entryways when you start thinking about the school districts that we're selling to and or hospitals, emergency egresses, getting in between those railings and back dragging, cleaning the snow up, getting rid of the slop or ice. You don't need to use as much salt. So just, I think that's it, getting into narrower, tighter spots. That's really where this is gonna shine for our end users.
All right, so we don't have any other further questions coming on. Any last words, Adam?
No, I think just give Ron a compliment. It took us over 40 years to work together. We'd never worked together until this project, but I truly mean this. I think we're on to something.
Yeah,
Congratulations
I do too.
to you.
Exciting to have a son, a best friend, and a partner. Thank you.
Well said.
On
that note, you all have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Thanks for chiming in today. And any questions that you guys have offline, we got people standing by to take it. And we love to interact with our operators to learn more about you. You've learned a lot about us today. We want to learn more about you and what makes your business thrive.
All right. On that note, we'll send you guys out. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Merry Christmas.